And you get in that ring and you win. Woo! I'll tell you what I think. It doesn't matter what you think.
If it changes,
Better than the best.
Good evening with all you filthy peasants and underclass jabronettes out there. It is that tall glass of fine 1942, moi, here again with an extremely elusive guest on my end. We've been trying to make this happen for a while now.
Yeah.
And not because he's just an amazing wrestler, not because of his personality, but that glorious beard, motherfucker. If you just look at it, it just soothes excellence and royalty. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I give you one of the most dominant tag teams on the indie circuit. He brings back sexy time like no other. Don't call him a grizzly bear or panda bear. This motherfucker's in a class of his own. I give you Marcomania.
What up? I'm glad we finally got our schedules to work out and get this going.
Man, so am I, man. I'm excited. Oh, man, I don't even know where to start. Fuck it, man. Those nails, by the way, are awesome. I just had to point them out. People are saying,
Thank you.
there you go.
Thank
Flex,
you.
baby, flex. Woo, man, excited to have you here, Marco, man. But let's get into it, dude. Man, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, start from the beginning. Little Marco story, into wrestling, into big sexy time. Come on, man. We want to hear it.
Do you want to hear what?
Like you as a kid, getting into wrestling, starting like the whole path.
Oh gosh, getting into wrestling. So, my dad is originally from Lima, Peru. So I think like one of the things that he thought like to acclimate when he moved here was to just be absorbed in all American pop culture, all American stuff like football, baseball, pro wrestling. So growing up, we would watch all that stuff, and as a kid, I remember I hated pro wrestling. I thought it was stupid. My mom told us that we weren't allowed to watch it, and my brother would watch it with my dad. And sometimes he would like change the channel to wrestling, and I'd always like snitch on them. And I know I was that kid. And just one day, for whatever reason, we were watching it, and I think Bret Hart was on TV. I don't remember who he was wrestling, but it was right after WrestleMania 8, and I was getting ready to tell. I was like, Mom, and I just was like, wait, this is actually really cool. And just from there, it was just like, I was one of those kids who Friday nights we'd go rent movies, and all I wanted to do. It might have been like when Bret Hart beat Ric Flair for the title. No, it was before that, because it was before SummerSlam '92, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I didn't tell on my brother, and then he and I like partnered up to be like be wrestling fans, and it's just been like I've just loved wrestling ever since. I love it and I hate it at the same time. I would say it's like that family member that like is your homie, like that one cousin that you have nothing but love for, but sometimes they fuck up and they really piss you off, and you're like, you know what? I don't want anything to do with them for a minute, and then you circle back around and you're like, all right, we're like cool now. Should say that's mostly how I feel about WWE, like sports entertainment wrestling.
Okay. Interesting how you use that quotation mark. Can you elaborate on that? Like why you say, I mean, they call it sports entertainment. We understand
It's sports entertainment, right? Because right now, WWE, it's really a they're like a company that features wrestling on a TV show. So really the way I look at it now, it's a TV show that features wrestling or sports entertainment, because their professional wrestlers don't even refer to themselves now as professional wrestlers. They're sports entertainers. So it's kind of like, if you go to WWE, that's really what you're working with. You're not a pro wrestler, you're a sports entertainer.
Mm, okay. So you like that artistic freedom to express your art, your wrestling style in your own way. You don't really want the
Absolutely.
shackles.
At
Okay.
the same time, really, there's nothing wrong with being hired by someone who says, "We love your artwork that you've been creating. We love it. We think it's great. We want to work with you because we're independent contractors, right? We want to work with you. We want to bring you in, and we want you to paint for us, but in a very specific way.
Okay. All
We're
right.
going to give you this platform to be seen by millions and millions and millions of people. Maybe you wouldn't have that opportunity without them, but so it is what it is. They definitely um, provide a platform that no one else can provide but them. But it's not for everyone.
All right, all right. So going backtracking, you started watching wrestling as a kid. You weren't that big of a fan, and you and your brother tag team, which is an interesting phrase you use because you're actually part of a very dominant tag team right now in NorCal.
Yeah,
Let's put some, I got to put the money on where my money where my mouth is, or uh, feel the power in a sense. Put respect on that name. You come from money, power, respect with your
respect.
manager of champion, Poyo Del Mar. I mean, how has
Love
that
her.
been?
Uh, the best. It's been just like such a fun uh roller coaster, right? I mean, with anything in life, there's ebbs and flows, but we've just been on such a high. So, Fab and I, we were doing great, and uh, it was just really cool. It was just such an easy thing to just start talking with Pollo. I've known Pollo a number of years, and it was just such an easy thing for us to just be like, we should maybe try to uh, see how things would go if uh, Pollo started managing us. And Pollo was just like, let's like see what that looks like, how that's going to be. And it's just been great. And, shout out to Pacheco Square Garden, because we definitely have learned what really works well uh, in our wrestling matches, and what we can kind of not use anymore, or tweak it a little to make it better.
Okay, I like that. And how did you and Fab first get together? I mean, how did you guys first start teaming up?
We were in a faction together, and my very first thing that I did at East Bay Pro was I helped him win a battle royal to become the number one contender for the East Bay Pro heavyweight title. And then at the next show, we demanded um, um, a title opportunity, and it was right after D Rogue had beat Richard Shineri. And the faction I was in, we helped him become the East Bay Pro Heavyweight Champion, and I actually got clocked in the mouth doing so. Um, so that was really like the introduction to working together. But during the pandemic, we had our close close studio tapings of Sanitize that I don't know why they're not on YouTube right now. They should be, but um, we were the only tag team defending any tag titles on the shows, and Fab and I started tagging there, and we kind of just had like a discussion, like, we could do single stuff and still be aligned together, but there's really no tag teams around besides World's First Tag Team that they specifically what they do. They specifically want to tag. and like we were like, if we're gonna do this, we should really focus on being a tag team and doing tag moves. And when we take bookings, we let the promoter know like we're a tag team. We don't work singles matches. And so that's just been our main focus on just honing our craft and getting as good as we can.
Okay. And since you guys got together, and even like after you guys hooked up with Paul Demar, you guys have been on a roll, man. Let's just be. And I don't mean a roll. I mean a real roll. But
Yeah,
you guys took
absolutely.
out the world's freshest tag team, the Fatus. I mean, the list just goes on. Those two names alone separate you guys from majority of the division. Didn't you just have one with?
Honor Society. Don't
I was
forget
about to get
that.
to that Honor Society. Cal Jack even was on that name just recently, right?
Hmm. You know that match. The results um, will be stricken from the record books. It did not count. They had no idea what they were doing. They pinned the wrong person. They pinned me. I'll admit it. They pinned me, but I was not the legal person, and the referee had no idea what they were doing. So, um, as far as we're concerned, the match doesn't count. So, really, it's like the match didn't take place. So, we're still waiting on our tag team title opportunity with PPW.
Ooh, okay, all right. Speaking on that, man, tag team titles. You guys have three tag team titles, right?
Three
The
tag team
Showcase, the
titles,
East Bay, and
yes.
the WWZ.
Yes.
Ooh, I mean, and now you're saying you want the PPW. What about different organizations like UGWA or other like
I mean, really,
FSW?
honestly, it's a matter of time. The current tag teams, we beat them before. So once Agua starts running shows again, that's definitely something that with Pueblo Del Mar, it's not really like we're going to demand, but it's going to be obvious like, hey, you know, we've done the work to warrant getting at least a title opportunity at Agua and the other promotions. So um, we're we're patient about it, but there's only so much patience to go around before it's like we're done being polite, we're done asking. Now it's time for you to put your money where your mouth is. Especially if you want to say, you're one of the best promotions, well, then you're going to have the best tag team on your show.
Whew. Damn. All right, man. The confidence is through the roof. Is it the glorious beard, or is it just like the amazing hair?
No, because I just know the three of us, what we're capable of. We've done so much already, but really, we're just scratching the surface.
Man. Oh, okay. All right. Now, man, I gotta point this out before we go on to the next topic. I love how you and Fab have such contrast styles in the ring. He's more of a powerhouse. He's really just, but he's very athletic.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're strong as a bull yourself, but you have more of that showy, almost like the Rock kind of magnetism. Like, you know what I mean? And I love how the fact that he's bald as shit, and you're just, one big
Yes.
furry teddy bear. That's awesome.
Yeah. We're like the yin and yang. I love that about us. But we always hold each other down. He Yeah, I never really thought about it that way, but I definitely we our main thing is obviously we want to win our match, but we want to be as engaging as possible with the audience. We really want to give them their money's worth, and give them something that they could remember. So that whether it's wow, that double team move they did, or oh, that was hilarious when Fab um, did his big, broad, sexy shoulders, or any moments when I zip my singlet down and I yell out "It's sexy time." Really, give them something that they can take home with them and remember, and make them want to come back and watch again.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Now, man, I want to try to do something a little bit more serious, but I want to give you a congratulations for breaking the top 100 wrestlers from the LGBTQ community, bro.
In the
Congratulations.
world,
In the world. Yes, it was a
in
top
the world,
200 list. He broke the top
yes,
100.
yes,
Man, how does
by
that feel?
barely, but you know what? I'm gonna take it. A win is a win.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Yes, yes. That like the first day I was like, okay, fuck, did I make the first 200 through 70? Did I make then the next day? And then I was going through and I was like, okay, I'm like at 105, I don't see myself. I'm at 106, I don't 104, and then 100, okay, and then 99, I was like, oh, fuck yes, I did it. Um, and it was just one of those things that I think one of the first years they did it was when I started training, and I was just like, one day I'd like to make this list. And now it's like, okay, I've made the list. Now I want to crack the top 50, and then when that happens, like now I need to crack the top 20. So I feel very fortunate to have accomplished what I have in such a short time span, especially with a lot of places that weren't doing much during the pandemic. So I'm very blessed that way, and it was definitely something that I share with Fab, and I share with Pollo, because this is um, to me, it's like we all did it. We all did it together.
Okay. And man, speaking on that, first off, before we even get to the real serious topic, I want to know, how did you get into wrestling? I mean, like actually break into the business. How long ago did you break into the business?
Ah, my God. I've known Rick Luxury since 2000 when I moved back from Phoenix. I moved to Phoenix 1996 through 2000, and then I moved back. And I had a friend at the time who was like, do you want to be a pro wrestler? And I was like, yeah, sure, one day that'd be cool. And he's like, oh, my friend has a wrestling ring. We could like wrestle. And I was like, oh, fuck, that sounds really cool. And I kind of like whatever half believed him. I thought maybe it was going to be like a trampoline or something. And we showed up at Rick's house, and it was like a full size. I think it was 18 by 18. Maybe it was a little smaller. I don't remember. Wrestling ring. And it was just like, wow, this is an actual wrestling ring. And we started training from 2000 to 2003. Uh, and life took me this way. Rick kept wrestling and training people, but I had always at least loosely keep in touch with Rick. And Pollo Del Mar started having these wrestling shows at El Toro nightclub, and I was doing the bare chest calendar at the time, and she would send me invites, and it would always be on nights where we'd have an event or a calendar meeting or something. And finally, she sent me one, and I was like, "Well, we don't have any fundraisers we have to be at, or any um, all team meeting." So I told my calendar brothers and some of our friends, I was like, "Let's come through, and let's put on our best looks, and go watch some wrestling." And I came with my first time there. I came with like a blue Nasty Pig singlet, and my friends, we all showed up in singlets. And I think one of my calendar brothers, Papa Joe, showed up in a jock strap, and we were just feeling our oats, just like living for ourselves. And we would, like, every show we would go to, we would just like stunt that way. I would started buying wrestling gear. I would have like custom gear, and we would just be like wrestling cosplay. And like by June 2019, there was a show where Pollo Del Mar and Jerry Gigolo brought me into the ring at the end of the show, and everybody was cheering. And Pollo was like, "This is so much fun, isn't it?" And I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, it's so much fun." And then afterwards, Rick Luxury was like, "You should just start training again. It's not too late. You should just do it, and let's talk about it." And then from that, I came into East Bay Pro. I talked to Rick Luxury. I talked to Maynard, and then like a week later, I signed up. So that was
Awesome.
so by July 15th, I started training at East Bay Pro.
Oh wow. Man, see, you would have fooled me, man. With all this that you've done, I would assume you've been in the like actually active for a long time. But regardless, man, so you've been that's incredible. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, pivoting into like something a little bit more serious, I wanted to talk about.
Mhm.
So you mentioned, you're the top one. We mentioned that you're on the top 100 LGBTQ wrestlers in the world, which is awesome. Now,
Mhm.
wrestling itself now has a really large LGBTQ community, wrestlers, and it's ingrained. They're like go almost hand in hand these days, which is amazing. We get amazing wrestlers, matches, events, but it wasn't always like that. Let's be very
Right.
honest.
Right.
You're Latino, uh, you're a gay Latino man living in today's society as a
Right.
wrestler. Now, back then, that would have been very difficult. Did you ever experience anything like that, or any issues maybe in your in your journey as of yet?
I know a little bit. Like growing up, we like my brother and I, we weren't really bullied, but kids would sometimes make the mistake of um like telling I remember very like it was yesterday. They would on the school bus, they'd call us spics or they'd tell us to go run for the border. And we're like, run for the border? Like, what the fuck? We're not even Mexican. But even then, we were like, even if we were, like, fuck you. That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And we would like get into fights with the white kids who would really try that bullshit with us. But like as an adult, I've never really. There's been a few instances where I've experienced homophobia firsthand, but not in while I've been a pro wrestler. It's just been more um, people that I thought were friends. Um, um, but I've been very fortunate. I mean, of course, though, we live in the Bay Area, which is very progressive. It's very
Yes.
liberal, very accepting. So
Yeah.
I've experienced all of that acceptance here in the Bay Area, but I don't know what my experience would be, say, if I lived in the Bible Belt or somewhere where it's not as progressive or people are not as open-minded. Um, so again, I've been very fortunate in my time in pro wrestling to not have experienced that. So with all the promotions or events that they have that are all inclusive now, I think even people that do live in places that aren't accepting now they have avenues and different promotions where they can go and they can be themselves and they can work and have fun and experience acceptance.
All right, all right, I like it. Beautifully said. Speaking on that and continuing with this topic, do you feel like maybe you're now that with your current success, with this dominant reign you guys are having, do you feel like you are an inspiration for Latinos, for anybody, just
Mm,
that maybe got bullied back in the day that wants to be a pro wrestler, or are you pretty much just having fun, bro?
I'm really just trying to have fun, but at the same time, I do want to. Um, I don't want to say like I'm a flag bearer or anything like that, but if
Okay.
people who are paying attention get inspiration from me, that's definitely a plus. It's not something that I set out to do when I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I do remember an instance where there was a pro wrestler who was kind of leaning towards playing gay, but is a very straight um, person in real life. And I just assumed that he was gay because he was doing it so well. And then when someone told me, like, oh no, he's super straight, then for me, that was more reason for me to start training and tell stories for our community and get people who there were people who when I said I was going to start training to be a pro wrestler, they thought like, oh, like they're going to let you train, like you're going to be allowed to train to be a pro wrestler. And I said, yeah, of course. Why? And they're like, oh, well, we just thought that that was like a super hetero thing that only straight people could do. And I was just like, well, maybe like in the '80s when shit was hush hush, just because what was going on in the '80s, there weren't a lot of people like in a rush to come out as gay. Um, but I just told him like now it's completely different again because we are so progressive here. It was just kind of for some people they were like, "Wow, I can't believe you get to do this," and it's just been really cool to have people that don't even pay attention to pro wrestling. A lot of my friends in the city, from my years of working there and volunteering, they just think it's the coolest thing. They're just like, wow, we never really cared about pro wrestling until you started doing it.
Okay, man, dude, that's awesome. See, I love that. But the beard, dude, I'm sorry. It's just so magnificent. We just can't
I
get.
know. I love my beard too. I really do. I'm so lucky that I can actually grow a beard. So that's definitely one of
Was that a
those things.
shot?
Huh?
Was that a shot? Because I can't grow one.
No,
Are
no,
you
not at
talking
all.
smack?
Not at all. No. I'm very lucky that way. I almost have too much hair on my face between um my hair up here and my beard. I'm very lucky that way with the genes, especially because my dad was very bald. He had like a little bit of hair here, and then the whole all bald here, and then the sides. But my mom's dad, until he died, had a full head of hair. So my hair is really, it's getting really long right now. So I'm gonna rock with it while I can, because who knows, I could wake up tomorrow and my hair starts falling out.
Oh, snaps. Hey, if you does and you shave, you guys can go by the cue balls now.
Yeah.
All right, man.
When I do cut my hair, I'll probably donate it again.
Oh, wow. You should place it on eBay. Hey, hair from the world famous Money Power Spec member Marcomania. Shit, I'd actually probably buy a couple strands. Just saying.
This is Peruvian, so like when you see people talk about like Peruvian bundles, I guess that's high quality hair. So
Oh shit! Look at you
yeah.
trying to flex. All right, man. All right, now, dude, you've been in the game for a minute. Any matches for you that stick out that say, "God damn, Marco, that was
We were in a cage match with Jacob and Journey fought too.
I
To
was
me,
there."
I when we really think about like, wow, we really got our asses kicked by Jacob and Journey Fatu. It literally took the three of us. Poyo was in the ring hitting Jacob Fatu, handcuffing him, and I didn't even realize she did that. And I watched the video back and I was like, why the hell were you in the ring hitting Jacob Fatu of all people?
Right.
And she was like, desperate times call for desperate measures. She's like, if you would have gotten up and beat me up, like, hey, that's just what would have happened. Um, that is just in a steel cage. It's just that was one of those like, are we really doing this? Is this really happening? And then afterwards, it was like, we really just got our asses kicked by Jacob and Journey Fatu. That was just, it was one of those bizarro moments. Um, getting um, getting smacked around by Funny Bone at Ugwa was definitely one of those like, wow, really we were really just in there getting beat up by Funny Bone, which was great. Um, World's Freshest Tag Team, that was another moment because when I started training, I mean, even to this day, they're just red hot. The Revolution, that was a great match. I don't think that um, that's the last time by any means that we'll wrestle the Revolution. So I would say those three have definitely been matches. The match with World's Freshest Tag Team afterwards, I just felt like me and Fab was like, wow, we could really hang with elite level tag teams in the Bay Area in NorCal.
Shit, man. And those are some names, bro. Those are some names. I was there when you had that steel cage match. I remember it vividly. Got a little out of hand.
Jacob came in the cage with just a gang of weapons, and I looked at Fab. I was like, "Bro, we got to throw these out, or we are going to get our shit stomped in with the trash cans, the kendo sticks, the chairs, all that stuff." We were like, "Bro, this ain't ECW. We got to get these out."
Man, and what a match it was, bro. You guys walked out the champs, and that was one of the biggest crowds I think East Bay has ever had.
It was a
Um,
lot.
yeah, man. I mean, like the emotion, can you describe it? Like, how was it?
It was so surreal. Again, it was just Jacob fought too. Jacob
Huge
fought
name,
too.
huge name.
And his brother Journey. It's just like it's only a matter of time before he's a huge name as well. But it was just one of those things. Like when they challenged us, and it like really sank in. Like wow, like Jacob and Journey really they want to step up and challenge for the East Bay Pro tag titles. Like wow, that this is really going down. And then it was like inside of a steel cage, and then it's like started escalating, and like wow, like we are really going to do this inside of a steel cage. It was definitely um something I was not expecting, but um again, it's hard to beat the three of us when we stick to our game plan.
Man. You know that's right. Woo, with you guys. All right, now for I need to know just you, tag team aside, who
Hmm.
was your favorite opponent? One of your toughest opponents?
Gosh, this is so funny. I my first, gosh, I want to say like 3 months. I just could not get away from Juicy, Big Juicy for now. And to this day, he's so big. He's so big and he's so strong. And it's like he doesn't even realize how strong he is. There was one match. It was me, Fab, and oh gosh, me, Fab, and McBride, Brady McBride, and uh, I ran to you know try to do something to stop Juicy, and he literally picks me up like this, and I just figured he was just gonna like hit me or something, and he picks me up, and it's almost like a back body drop, but he goes backwards with me, and you can see when we land, he like lands on my head, and I bounce off of the ring. I get airborne and then bounce back, and I just rolled out of the ring, and I was like, okay, I could feel my fingers. I can
Mm.
feel my toes. All right, I can still move. I'm still alive. All right, let me get back to my corner because that was one of those like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going for a ride whether I want to or not.
Fuck. Ooh, you got Stones getting in there with Big Juicy, man. Fuck.
Man, hey, you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I feel it, man. Speaking on that, you ever had any big injuries? Like anything like
No, knock on wood. I've rolled my
okay.
ankle a few times, but nothing major, nothing serious.
Okay, that's cool, man. That's good to
Yeah,
hear, brother. That's good to hear.
yeah.
All right, man. I want to know like a little funny stories that have happened to you on your whole wrestling journey. You got any funny road stories? Any funny incidences? You know, like John Cena crapping his pants kind of thing.
I mean, well, we went to this promotion. It was like a little road trip for me and Fab, and we got there, and it was a tag team tournament. And the tag team we were working had never tagged together, but there was a little bit of a buzz because they just graduated from the Nightmare Factory. And so we get there, and we're like, oh, like trying to go over the match, and they were like, well, we don't really know because we've never tagged together. And I'm like, oh shit, like at all. Have you ever like had any tag team matches? And they're like, not really. And it was just one of those things where I was like, okay, Fab, like we're gonna be the leaders here. It was just so funny for us to be like considered the vets. I'm like, okay, like here we're gonna structure the match. Here's the ending. Here's how we're gonna start it, and we just started piecing everything together. And then afterwards, we just kind of laughed, like, wow, we really just did that. And afterwards, as we were leaving, there was this one fan. It was so funny. She came up, and maybe she was like 13, 14, and her and her friend came up, and they're like, we really like you, can we like take your picture? I'm like, okay, cool, sure. Like, we did the whole like money, power, respect. And her friend like had like a bit of an attitude. I don't really remember what she said. And then she'd like try to get fierce with me. And I was like, oh, whatever. Um, oh, I know you're not trying to get fierce looking like the Catch Me Outside girl. How about that? And her friend started laughing and her eyes started watering and she just turned around and started running. And I was like, oh, is it something I said? And Fab just started laughing. It was hella funny because she really did look like the Catch Me Outside girl.
Oh my! Where
Mhm.
was this at? What promotion was this at?
It was the city was Barstow, so I mean the fans were great. It was a great experience. It was super fun. It was definitely a moment where Fab and I were like, oh shit, I guess we're the vets in this situation, which we're not really used to being vets, but we're prepared, right? We teach the Wednesday night classes, so it's definitely something that has helped our communication and our ability to break down stuff and really explain it and absorb information and process it differently than before we started teaching Wednesday night class.
Okay. So, do you feel like now that you coach people, you saying that it had made you a better wrestler, but like, how do you feel about that? Like, how does it make you feel coaching? Do you see yourself as a coach later in the future when your run's done?
Oh, absolutely. I tell Rick all the time that when I can't wrestle anymore, or not as much, that I definitely love to share knowledge, things that I've learned, ways that I do things, and help younger people wrestle. I think it's really nice when some of the wrestlers thank us for helping them and being there on Wednesday nights. It's really cool. I'm grateful for all the information that I've learned from Rick and from other people that have helped me get to where I'm at right now.
All right, man. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I want to play a little game with you. We're gonna do a little word association. All right.
I'm looking forward to this and not going to be lame like some other unseasoned chicken people.
All right. That being
No
said, we're
shade.
gonna go all the way. All right. So,
No shade, but yeah, let's do it.
all right, all right. First one, first one. Pollo Del Mar.
Love her. She's iconic. She should win every award that she's nominated for. Super underrated. People really have no idea. Like she literally takes her job as a manager seriously, like texting all the time. We're gonna work these promotions. We got to do this promo. Here's what I got going. We have a wrestling resume now because of Pollo Del Mar. So she's just like go, 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 go.
All right, all right. Uh, Fabuloso Fabricio.
He's like the little brother I never had.
All right.
Um, Great guy, super hard worker. People have no idea how hard he works and how much he loves this business.
Okay. Toco. Big Juicy.
Big Juicy, love him. One of the coolest people I've met in pro wrestling.
Okay. Um, Rick Luxury.
Rick Luxury, someone that I'll be friends with. We'll be old men talking about, yeah, remember back in the day when I wrestled this person and this story and this happened. He's just he will forget more about wrestling than most people know about wrestling. That's just how he is. He's just from day one. His real name's Rick O'Shea. So he was born to be in pro wrestling. It's just it's in his blood, it's in his DNA.
Okay. Let's go with Surza.
Surza, the wrestler, had a lot of shit to say in his podcast or his interview. I was listening to it, but he really brings out the best in people in the wrestling ring, whether they realize it or not. So when you wrestle Surza, he's gonna bring some fight out of you, and you're gonna have to step your game up when you get in the ring with Surza, or he will just beat your ass. Plain and
Okay.
simple.
All right. Cocky Johnson. Remember, try to keep it to one word if you can.
One word, lame.
Robert Taylor.
Overrated. Robert Taylor. It's just one word.
All right, now say whatever you want.
Robert Taylor, he's definitely somebody who's really worked hard. I was in there with him when he hurt his knee, and I haven't looked at arm drags the same since, but everything he's gotten, it's well deserved. So I'm really happy for him.
Okay, all right. Funny Bone,
Scary,
Cal Jack,
strong as fuck.
Jacob Fatu.
He is a true Samoan werewolf.
How about his brother Journey Fatu?
The videos don't do him any justice. He is a really large man, and just as big as he is, he's so agile in the ring. It was really hard to figure him out in the match. He's super smooth for someone his size too.
Damn. All right. Let's see. Where should we go? Okay. How about Maynard Skinner?
Maynard Skinner, he is someone who is willing to learn and willing to grow.
Okay. I like that. Let's see. What's a good one to finish it off on? All right. World's freshest tag team.
They're a great tag team, but we beat them, and when we wrestle them again, we'll beat them again.
Damn, Marco, you got like no filter, do you? I love it. Fuck it.
I was trying to hold back my F-bombs tonight because we did another interview, and without really realizing it, I said it a number of times, and I was just like, wow, I didn't realize that I was really feeling the F-bomb that interview. So
Let it fucking fly, bro. I don't give a fuck.
let it fucking fly. Let it fly. When are you interviewing Fabuloso Fabricio?
Oh, we're gonna set something up, and eventually I do want to get you both here. Maybe do an interview in the ring because, man, I'd really like to see how you guys kind of interact. I mean, in the ring, you guys have a very, very good dynamic, man. I love
Yeah.
how it's I don't even know how
What's
to
your favorite
explain it.
match of ours?
Huh?
What's your favorite match of ours?
Man, okay, so favorite match of yours of NPR. Let's see. It would have to be either
Don't say
between the
cage match. You
Fatus.
just said that. Yeah. And
And
you can't say that one.
it would have to be probably that one, and if it wasn't that one, is when you guys won or unified the tag titles, because I was there for that. That was insane.
Which match was that against
When you won
was
the
that the
WWC
three-way?
tag titles against
With the East Bay Pro tag titles?
that's
Or
right. Sorry.
yeah, when we beat Third Degree and the agency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man. So, but out of the two, I gotta go with the Fatu one, man. That whole night was
Oh,
electric.
that was one of those where I definitely, it's unforgettable for me.
I mean, it has to be. I mean, you guys have a
Yeah.
win over the Fatus, a part of the legendary I family.
Yeah.
You know, put you in an elite class with like guys like Hammerstone or Karrion Kross. You know what I mean? Like those are giant names already.
I know. We definitely do not forget that. You didn't ask us any questions about our awesome gear, none of that.
Well, I was getting to that.
a
I was
little
getting
just,
to that. Calm
oh,
down.
okay, all
We're not
right,
there yet.
okay.
But since you already brought it up, you wanted to talk about it, man. I was gonna go first with the tattoos, but let's go with the gear first, man. You guys had that Bret Hart inspired gear, which
Yes,
now that we hear the story, makes a lot more sense.
shout out to Fab. That was a Fab call where he was like, "Yo, what do you think about this Bret Hart from Survivor Series '96?" Because he's never worn anything with like the black, the pink, and that hit of orange. And I was like, "Bro, I love it. It's perfect. It goes along with what we're gonna do in the cage. So let's get it done. Let's get it ordered."
Man, I love that. And so, do you guys like make your own designs, or you guys have somebody that does it for you?
Yes, we come up with a concept, and we'll have someone draw it out for us, and from there we send it to our person to have the gear made. And shout out to Manuel. He did our Bret Hart gear, and that's like our go-to guy now. Once we get our other stuff going, we have like a list of gear where we're like, here's what we want with this look. We have one where it's going to look like the 90s black with pinstripe Orlando Magic jerseys. It's gonna be such a moment when we get that made. So that's on the list. But that got bumped. We have another set that we're gonna get made before that. So it's gonna be, we're hitting 2022, hitting the ground running. New gear, we're gonna have new moves, new promotions. So it's just gonna 2022 is gonna be the year of new. We're just gonna have new everything, new belts, new everything.
All right, man. Now I wanted to touch on your tattoos because man, you got some unique
Yes,
tattoos. You want to show them, man? It's the only guy I've ever met is it the Fiend mask, a Care Bear, and the WWE title?
yeah,
God,
yes. I love Care Bears. They're probably one of my favorite things, and I just wanted to do like an homage to Care Bears and pro wrestling. So it's just kind of like I merged both of them together.
that's funny you say that because that's what I get. If you get
Yeah.
Care Bear wrestler, you get Marcomania.
Yes, that's exactly. A Care Bear, you mix a Care Bear with a wrestler and llamas, and that makes up Marcomania. That's like my DNA.
Llamas. All right, had to
Yeah,
throw in the llamas. All right, Pacha.
that's it.
Man, so you're very unique, not only in your style, your tattoos, we just said your ring gear, but the way you even like, that you present yourself in the ring, that sexy tie. I can't, I
Yes,
don't
I
got
love
chest
that.
there. But yeah, man, I mean, like, is that you? Is this more like, oh, just
And
can
no,
I
it is definitely like when I'm in the ring, it's me with the volume turned up. I mean, um, I always feel like no matter what size I am, uh, I think I'm sexy as fuck. Like, and that's definitely something that has taken me a while um, to realize and appreciate. And it's not like being arrogant or anything, but I'm not going to look at myself and be like, you're ugly, or, like I can't, you know, um, or that other people don't find me attractive, men or women, because I know that they do. But again, like the thing about the sexy time is I really want to stress, like, as big as I am, I'm still sexy. And like the fans think it too. So, and that's just a moment that I want to share with people who come watch our matches. It's like for those few seconds, we're all in it together, and we're like sharing this really cool moment.
All right, man. And I noticed how you hit the ropes with that move. You hit the whole show, but is that an
Yeah.
is that to the Rock, like a little wink to him and his people's elbow?
I always loved um just that kind of swag, just where he just knew, like, yeah, I have them down for these few seconds. I know they're not going anywhere. Um, just because I've been beating him up the whole match, and just the whole fucking flex with the elbow pad and throwing it. I always just thought that was really cool. And also shout out to Biggie Langston. He
Ooh.
he kind of did the whole running the ropes and then hitting a splash, but I wanted to put my own swag on it. So that's the whole with the zipper. I'm like, well, I have this zipper on my singlet. How can I incorporate this into a match? And, I kind of stumbled into it. We had people walking around saying it's cocky time, but I'm like, well, I don't really see the swag of someone saying they're cocky. I don't really see that, but at least when I pull my zipper down and I yell out, "It's sexy time," that shit's sexy as fuck to me. If I saw a wrestler take his shirt off or unzip his singlet and show his chest like that and yell out "sexy time," I'd be like, hell yeah, that is sexy.
All right, now don't lie. When
Regardless
you
of
opened
like
it up,
straight or gay.
all right.
I would just think like, bro thinks he's sexy. Like, good for him.
All right, I like that, man. I like that. All right, now Nola, has anybody ever Chuck Norris your ass by accident or like anything like that? You know,
What do you
like they
mean?
grab the chest hair, rip it off, or grab the beard, or you're like, hey, what the fuck?
Oh, dude. Oh my God. When I worked at a bar in the Castro, I would have guys, girls would just come up and just like run their fingers through it without asking or anything. It was pretty weird. I've had that a few times, but in pro wrestling, I mean, there have been times where people have grabbed it to be like, get off me. And it's one of those things like, if you have hair too, then I'm going to grab it back and be like, you get off me.
All
So
right.
yes, it has happened inside the ring and outside the ring, and it's always a really weird thing. Like, okay, so this thing is happening right now with my beard. All right.
Okay. And speaking on that, man, just touching it, any like tag or any like wrestler that you base yourself off of or that you draw inspiration from or anything like that?
Oh gosh, anybody who's just I won't say anyone who's charismatic. I really like how big and strong Vader was. I like how flashy the Macho Man was.
Oh
I like
yeah.
how smooth Eddie Guerrero was. Um, but like current wrestlers that I really enjoy, um, Bailey, I think she's great. She's probably my favorite wrestler. I really love Thunder Rosa. She's just great in the ring. You could tell she's a leader, what she's doing for women wrestling, the representation that she's providing for Latinas is really empowering. Um, Someone like Effie. Effie is someone who really has moments in his matches. He doesn't do a lot of crazy moves all the time. I mean, he's done death matches and stuff, but you always remember moments. And he's someone who, with his Big Gay Brunch, he was one of the first to provide a huge platform for LGBTQ plus wrestlers and to have that representation and to normalize events like this and to normalize not just booking LGBTQ plus wrestlers during Pride Month. Book us on shows that have nothing to do with um, um, Pride shows. Book us on regular wrestling shows. And he's definitely someone who is someone who, through him providing opportunities for other people, that's definitely something that I want to do more of. Is be someone who can provide opportunities for people um, who who for whatever reason aren't on these shows that with bigger platforms. But you know, maybe it will be like a small stepping stone for them, like that initial push to get them going in that direction.
Okay. All right. Now, you know, there's a lot of partying on on these wrestling circuits, man. You got any
Yes.
funny like crazy shit like that? I mean, do you like to
I'm a
drink?
party guy. I mean, my version of party is going to round table afterwards and getting pink lemonade. Um, but I mean, it's always funny to see like Big Toco. Um, Once he starts falling asleep, that's when we're like, all right, let's all start talking about going home because we don't want him to pass out or something. We're like, fuck, we can't lift him up. So before it gets too far gone, it's like, all right, let's start going home.
Oh shit, man. Oh snap.
There was one time, what was the match? Gosh. Oh gosh, I forget what match it was, but we were all at our regular spot and something. Oh, okay. It was Robert Taylor versus Ish. And Ish hit the Michinoku driver, but he ended up sitting on Robert's face. And so Robert like thought he busted his nose or something. And so we're at round table and he blew his nose and there was some blood in it and he just freaked out. He's like, I gotta go home, I gotta go home. I need to go home. And we he left and we were like, did he really just like dip out? And he like went home, asked his sister-in-law, like, I think I have a concussion or something, or I broke my nose. She's like, no, you're fine, go to sleep. And he woke up in the morning. It was like I totally freaked out and had an overreaction. And we were like, yeah, we were kind of thinking that at Roundtable, but glad you're okay.
Oh man, Robert Taylor. Whew, I gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. But oh shit, man. All right. Ah, damn. That's actually pretty funny. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
All right. What's been one of your favorite venues to wrestle at? Like anything sticks out? One of your favorite crowd, just favorite, locker room, what have you?
That first show when we came back from the pandemic, where there were like over 200 people, was crazy. So crazy. To cut a promo after our match too was really fun. Really loved working the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma. Um, SPW, the crowd is super loyal. Love them. We have at East Bay Pro, honestly, we have the most loyal fans, period. They come to all of our shows. Um, and to me, that when we come out through the curtain and we know we look here, they're going to be our fans over here, our certain fans over here with the fat heads. We have our group over there where they're going to have the signs. So that's always great. That always just makes us kick it up a notch. Um, uh, what was fun? I mean, it's such a different crowd there. Um, so yeah, those have been really good, but there's nothing like our home audience, our hometown crowd. They're just so loyal. They show so much love always. So it's just been really nice to be in to be receiving their fandom.
Okay. Cool, man. Has anybody ever recognized you outside of wrestling? Like you just walking around, they're like, "Hey, Marco!"
A few people, yeah. I think I was at Target or something, and this guy and girl were like, "Hey, um, you're Marcomania," and then they did the respect, and I was like, "Yep." And I was wearing my face mask, and for them to still recognize me, and I looked back and went respect, and that was a really cool moment. Victor Von Richter was working out at Planet Fitness, and someone was like, "Hey, are you that one wrestler?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "In that tag team?" And he's like, "No." It's like, "That's
Damn.
Marco, not me." And I said,
Damn.
"How dare they? I have such a better beard than you do."
Damn.
He started laughing. He's like, "Yeah, you do. You do."
Oh man, that is epic, man. That is really is epic.
I've had that happen outside of wrestling too. Um, I had one of my friends who messaged me and was like, "Bitch, this daddy thought I was you and wanted to hook up with me, and then when he found out that it that I wasn't you, then he lost interest." And I was like, "Well, sorry, sorry, I'll
Oh,
help you there."
what the fuck, man? All right, man. Gotta go back to the wrestling. In a
Yes,
recent promo, you, Paul Demar, and Fab call out Mecha Wolf and Bestia 666.
that blew up on Twitter, over 7,000 views. Yes, and you know what? The offer still stands. They beat the end, but you know what? They haven't beat us, and uh, it's just a matter of time, hopefully, before we get to square up with them and see, who's the better tag team.
All right, can we name off some of the tag teams that you actually want to face?
I want to beat up the Bash Bros from Seattle. Doomfly. I think that would be so much fun to wrestle with them. Top of the list for the indies, obviously, is Midnight Heat. They're crushing it. I know the Impeccables. That's one of the tag teams, like dream opponents for us. Um, Lights Camera Faction out in Vegas. Hopefully, we can, get in the ring with them and see what happens. Um, Bussy, Effie, and Alley Catch. I think that would be such a great match. Like no rules, GCW. Let's just beat each other up. Um, those are really the ones that like top of my mind right now. Like in the indies, yeah. I would definitely say Midnight Heat. I like dream opponents would definitely be Bussy. I think that would be phenomenal. That'd be such a great learning experience for us as well.
Shit.
Reno Scum, that's another one. They're on their farewell tour. So any promotion that wants to book NPR versus Reno Scum, let's make that happen.
Shit. The challenge has been made, boy.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, Marcomania, baby. We talked about the wrestling, the passion, your tattoos, the fact that you're a wrestling killer Care Bear. I mean, god
yes.
damn, motherfucker. Um, what's in store? Like, I know you talked about what you want, who you want next, what promotions, but what is in the future for you as a wrestler? Like, what do you see the end goal being?
The end goal being will be to wrestle until my body tells me you can't. We can't do this anymore. And then from there, maybe I'll fight Pollo to be the best manager in the world. But until that day, she's number one. But when I can't wrestle anymore, I think I'll have a little bit of the advantage because I know the inner workings of what takes place, and maybe how to cheat a little better and not get caught as much.
Oh
And
shit.
plus, I think I could run a little faster than she can in those really tall high heels, the boots. But what's in store for me as a wrestler? I want to just establish our tag team as one of the greatest tag teams ever in Northern California, or even California. Period. Again, there's just not a lot of tag team specific tag teams where their focus is tag team wrestling, and there's just such an artistry in tag wrestling that I think a lot of people overlook, and it's just something that has made me fall in love with pro wrestling even more. So that would be like when I can't do it anymore, just to be able to walk away and not have any regrets in pro wrestling. So
Shit. Man, beautifully said, very poetic. It's just about that time, but I do want to have you here again, man. Let's do this next time in
oh,
person.
are you gonna call me a monkey? Because I haven't heard you say that tonight.
Man, I'm scared of your dumb ass. Last time I said fool when we were at BTW, and I thought you were gonna put me through a table. So no, I learned my lesson the first time.
All right, all right,
Now the
all
Care
right.
Bear thing stands though. I can't take that back. I mean, it's just there.
No, that's fine. It's all good there. Maybe next time we could talk about daddies a little more. But we can't discuss everything all at once. So
Amen, brother. But man, this has fucking been insane. Guys,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, Marcomania. Hey, where can we find you on social media? Where can we find you? Tell people some
Oh
stuff.
gosh, it's so easy. Everything. All my social is at Marcomania51.
All right,
That's it.
baby.
I need all your followers. Start following me. I need to build my Twitter up. Shout out to Thunder Rosa. She started following me on Twitter. Love her always. Shout out to Effie because he started following me on Twitter today. So we got eyes on us, and with those eyes, we're really gonna do some hot shit 2022. So
Hell yeah, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, filthy peasants out there, worthless jabroni and jabronettes. That's right. It's been a tall glass of tequila, the 1942 edition. That is moi, and this amazing, violent Care Bear of a champion. You got him, baby. He holds 3 tag team titles. Wow, yeah, that's right. 3 simultaneously. One of the most dominant tag teams right now out there. I give you Marco fucking Mania, baby.
respect.
Woo! Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I can't wait till the next one. And yes, it will be you and Fab together. So get ready with that one. I can't wait to hear all
All
the fun
love.
stories from you guys.
All love. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good night. Hey, guys, check us out. Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, we're everywhere. Make sure you follow this man on all social media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Marcomania.
Better than the best.